In my last video, I talked about how you can heal from a heartbreak and how I healed from a heartbreak. It's a very, very interesting video. You can watch it if you've not seen the video before. You would learn a whole lot from it. So today, I want to be telling you guys how I met my husband and how you can meet your own husband or Mr. Right. Okay, so story time. So it was on a Sunday morning, and I usually go to church by 9 a.m. I don't like going to church very early, say by 5 or 6. If I go to church that early, I will not feel good. I'll just feel like something like cobweb is covering my eye, like as in sleep. Okay, so it was on a Sunday morning now, and my mom called me by 5 a.m. She was like that she's not going to be around this evening, that I was going to cook afternoon food. Yes, I was going to make lunch for the family. So I was like, okay, no problem. It's better I go for 7 a.m. mass. So by the time I come back, I'll just start cooking, and before evening, I'm done with everything, and I'll just go and see a movie with my brother. So that was my plan. So when I went to church, I was like, okay, I'm going to join my parents and go to church, because those ones, they always go to church by 7. I was like, okay, let me just join them and go to church. So I just woke up very early, put on my clothes very fast and off, and I followed them to church. So when we went to church, we were outside because those that went for 5:15 mass, they were still inside the church. So we had to wait for them to finish and come out before us that came for 7 a.m. mass will enter. So as we were outside now, my parents, they were in front. Me, I was just one side on my own with my brothers, with my brother, my younger brother. And I just noticed somebody's eye was just following me around. I was like, who is this person? Like, what did I do? Why is this man looking at me like this? So after when the people that were inside the church, that's 5 a.m. mass people now, when they came out, it was now our turn to enter. We now entered those. So me and my younger brother, we just went to go and sit one side. You know how Catholic church, the chairs they're like pews. It's not like single chairs. It's like a very long pew. Then everybody, like say 6 or 7 people, can like fit in. So it was just me and my younger brother. That same guy that was looking at me outside followed me and sat on that chair. That was when I knew that this thing is not normal. So at that moment, I just knew that something is up. Of course, I'm a woman. I know now. How would somebody just be following me around like that? So I just knew that something is up. And at that moment, I prayed. Yes, and one of the things, what I said was, I was like, God, I've had so much peace in my life, and I'm just happy to dwell in your love. This guy that is sitting near me, I don't want trouble. If he's going to bring chaos into my life, God, please just destroy all his plans of approaching me. Let him not even talk to me. And if he speaks to me, just let me not even answer him. Just make my mouth, let me just be dumb, so I'll not even reply him. So after I said that prayer, I just forgot about him. I was like, maybe the guy not even send me. Why am I even putting so much attention inside this thing? I thought I said I'm living my life for myself. So what am I looking at if the boy wants to check me or not? Okay, so that was it though. After church, when we were done with mass and all, as we were about leaving, one very shy guy, the guy that was sitting beside me, he just stood up. I was about going. As I was about leaving my seat, he was like, please excuse me. He was so calm. I was like, oh, who is this shy guy? Why is he sweating on his forehead? Am I that beautiful? So he was just sweating. He was like, excuse me, please, can I speak to you for just 1 minute? Can I just have 1 minute of your time? I'm like, I just looked at him, and then I kept waiting for something to happen, like maybe a negative nudge or something. I just wanted something to happen, like, God should just show me a sign that maybe I should even stand here and be talking to this person. So at that moment, I didn't feel anything, and I was like, okay. I was like, oh, hi. And then he was like, you're beautiful. Please, I would like to see you again. The old school line. I was like, this guy never sabi check over. Which one is I would like to see you again? So he was like, please, can I get your number? I just looked at him. I was like, okay, fine, no problem. So I gave him my number. And the rest is history. So I don't know if you guys want to hear like the full story of like maybe how we start going on dates and all of that, like the inside gist. If you would like to hear it, because the truth is I don't want to bore you people. So if you would like to hear it, I'll really appreciate if you leave a comment in the comment section. Then I'll make another video telling you guys like the full. So I want you to know that this video is not about me. It's just me trying to help or tell you guys the little I know from my own knowledge. So meeting the right person is very important. As a matter of fact, it's the foundation of your relationship. If you choose wrongly, you're going to suffer for it. So it's better for you to just take your time and select very well. Do you understand? So I was having a conversation with a friend sometime, and I was just telling her how we're supposed to respect our spouse and all. And she was like, which all this respect thing? What is it? That why is that the women, we're always telling women respect. So if I marry my husband and he tells me I should put my head inside fire, so I should rush and put my head inside fire, I now asked her, Madam, why would you go and marry somebody that can tell you to put your head inside fire in the first place? Are you a rabbit? As in, just think about it. Don't you like yourself? How would you go and pick somebody that will tell you, or that has the probability or capacity to tell you to put your head inside fire? So you see where I'm coming from. Picking the right person is very, very important. Next thing is, don't just go about looking for love. Let me explain better. Sometimes people are love starved because they are so desperate to want to get married or to want to be in a relationship. They now just go anywhere. Any man that just, before the man even finish saying hi, you just say, please marry me. Rubbish. Stop going about looking for love. Just calm down, breathe in and out. First things first, you must be happy as a single person. And I keep saying it, if you're not happy as a single person, you cannot be happy as a married person. If you're not happy, if you're not fulfilled as a single person, you cannot be fulfilled as a married person. So you must first be happy. You must first love yourself before you start thinking of joining or getting married to somebody else. You will just be a pest to somebody's child. And it's not good. I don't want you to be a pest to anybody's child. So first be happy, first be fulfilled before you think of getting into a relationship or marriage. And see, let me tell you, this is especially for the ladies. It's only God that can love you the way you need to be loved. And I kid you not, no man in this entire world can love you like God, because man is not God. So you must first be filled with God. You must first be filled with the love of God. In that way, when a man comes, you're not desperate, you're not clingy, he sees that you have a life, and do you understand, he will want to join you. Same thing with the men too. Fill yourself with the love of God. Stop expecting anybody to make you happy. Nobody is responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your own happiness. So first be happy, first love yourself before you can find somebody or want somebody to love you too. The next thing is compatibility. Are you compatible with this person? I've heard some guys say, this girl, anytime I call her, she doesn't answer me, she doesn't pick my call, she always insults me, she's rude to me, what should I do? And then I'll hear a girl say something like, anytime I meet him, anytime I go to his house, he always beats me, he blow me, he cheats on me. What should I do? What should you do? What do you mean, what should you do exactly? I don't understand the question. What you should do is that you should leave because you guys are not compatible. Or you hear somebody say, hey, you see me and this my boyfriend there. Every week we used to quarrel 3 times or 4 times in a week. We must quarrel. Really? As in really? Do you think quarreling is... some people they've become normal to toxic relationships. So they feel... In fact, as a matter of fact, I was like that before. It's one of the characters I changed. I forgot to add it in my last video. I thought that quarreling is a good thing in a relationship. Trust me, it's rubbish. You can stay in a relationship. Yes, you might have misunderstandings. Just little misunderstandings. But nothing like major, you are a stupid person. The moment your relationship gets to that level, you need counseling in case you don't know. The next thing is acceptance. Whether you like it or not, you must accept your spouse or the person you're in a relationship with for who he is. That is why it is important to choose right. So when you choose, whoever you have chosen, you must accept that person. Exactly. So you must get ready to accept your spouse or the person you're in a relationship with for who the person is. Now, let me give you an instance. As a guy, for example, maybe you meet a girl and she doesn't wear trousers. Her doctrine or her church doesn't let her wear trousers. And then you meet this young lady and then you're like, no, please, where I come from, I don't like my girls wearing skates. They must wear trousers. You must wear makeup. Really? Why don't you just go and find those ones that wear skirts and leave the one that doesn't wear? What's your problem? Or you're a guy and then you now meet a girl, she wears skirts, she wears trousers, she does her hair, her makeup and everything, and then you now meet her and you're like, no, in this where I come from, ladies don't wear trousers, it's only skates they wear. Oga, it doesn't work like that. Do you understand? So you must accept the person you're dating for who the person is, or the person you're getting married to for who they are. If you know it doesn't sit well with you, go and find what you want. Yes, go and find what you want and stop putting somebody through unnecessary stress. And then you now meet mostly the guys, you now meet a girl. This girl is very ambitious. You saw her, she's a medical doctor. You just saw this girl. She has dreams, she has aspirations. And then after you meet her, the next thing you now say is, I don't want a wife that works. Really? Why don't you? There's so many women that are comfortable being stay-at-home moms or being a housewife. Why don't you go and meet those kind of people? Why go after someone that is so ambitious and that wants a career, and then you want to turn her? You want to just turn her life around? It's not fair. It's very, very unfair. Do you understand? So the next thing is physical appearance. This one, I'm going to balance it. Yes, I'll balance it. You must learn how to dress well. Yes, I used to have that. It was one of my weaknesses, because I used to feel there and I'm very beautiful. That beg, anyhow I dress, I will still be fine. But it's not always like that though. Sometimes you may not even know you're looking ugly. It's somebody else that will look at you and tell you. So you have to learn how to put yourself together, dress well. Do you understand? Have you realized that it's most of those times that when you go outside without dressing very well, that's when you meet all your friends, my dear? That's the reason why you have to learn how to start dressing well. You have to dress well. You have to use good perfumes. Don't have body odor. Brush your teeth. Make your hair. Girls, wear nice, good bras. Let your breasts not be pointy. I just remember the video. I don't know if you guys know that video. Sorry. Okay, so just arrange yourself very well. Same thing for the guys. Cut your hair. Just look good. Brush your teeth. So when someone talks to you, they don't die. You spray, use good perfumes. There are so many perfumes that are cheap and affordable. Do you understand? So physical appearance, neatness, it matters a whole lot. Do you understand? Then the next thing is, inside this same physical appearance, let me balance it. You have to learn how to prioritize things. Do you understand? You cannot say, you want a beautiful lady, you want a handsome guy, tall, dark, handsome. That's fine. It's not bad. But you have to learn how to prioritize what you want. You can't meet a guy that is not a good person, and because of his tall, dark, and handsome, you want to marry him. That's rubbish. As in, so rubbish. And neither will you meet a girl that is a nonsense girl, and then because she has shape and she's tall and fair and so beautiful and this, you don't want to go and marry her. That is nonsense. Do you understand? So that's the balance I'm talking about. You have to learn how to look, you have to learn how to look beyond the physical. Even in the Bible is there. See, go and check Proverbs 31. God himself, God don't tell you. God has told you that beauty is vain and charm is deceptive. But a woman who honors the Lord should be praised. See that phrase? Do you understand? Beauty is vain. So if tomorrow this your spouse that is so beautiful has an accident and maybe the face tear or they cut her eye or something, God forbid, what are you going to do? Would you still love this person? So that is the reason why you need something to hold on to, something more than physical appearance. Do you understand? That's not all there is to marriage. Okay, now let me ask you this question. Have you ever seen anybody that when they wanted to celebrate their 40th anniversary or 20th anniversary, do not ask them, ma, sir, please, what has kept your marriage going? And then the man will now say, it's my wife's height, or it's my wife's shape. Her shape has made our marriage to keep on going well. Or you now ask the woman, madam, what has made your marriage to be so beautiful? She now say, hey, it's because my husband is tall, though. It's because he's tall, dark, and handsome. You can imagine. It's not possible. Okay, so you have to learn how to look beyond physical, and you have to have values that are much more than the physical. And another thing I want to correct, please don't get me wrong, just understand where I'm coming from, is you hear girls say things like, before I marry him, he must be very rich. I want a very rich man. He must have a house in Banana Island. That's okay, that's good. See, one is good though. Me, I don't even lie. Do you understand? It's good. It will make you to be fresh. But there are so many, because okay, first of all, love no dey pay school fees. So that's why I'm saying money is good. You need money. So that's why I don't want you to get me wrong, but just understand where I'm coming from. But there are so many ritualists and wicked people that are rich. So any amount of money you think that you need, there's someone that can afford you. Do you understand? So if you want a man that has 1 billion, he's out there. So if this man, let's assume this man has 1 billion and he's a woman beater and a horrible person, you now go and marry him because of the money. Can't you see you've already made a mistake? And there's this thing I read that one of the richest men in US committed suicide. If one of the richest men in US could commit suicide with all his money because of depression, can't you see that money is not really everything you need to be happy? Money is good and money can make you happy, but it's temporal happiness. You need to still be happy inside, but poverty is still not good though. So that's why I'm trying to balance it. So for example, okay, I was watching this thing on Pastor Kingsley's video with Toke Makinwa. So they were like, Toke was like, that she wants a guy that is so rich and this, and then Pastor Kingsley was like, why do you, no, Pastor Kingsley now asked her, so you just want a guy that is rich? Then she now said something like, yes, that she's tired of she's tired of taking care of herself, that she wants someone else to also take care of her and all. And then Pastor Kingsley now told her, you saying that you want a rich man, you've already limited yourself. Do you understand? Because it's like you saying that you want a man that is rich, meaning that you feel that you on your own cannot make money. You on your own, God cannot bless you with riches. So you already have a low self-esteem about yourself. Oh, in case you don't know, you already have a low self-esteem about yourself. You've already demeaned yourself, meaning that in this your life that you came into, you cannot make money. So now she now said, no, that's not what she really means. That she means that she just wants someone that can also take care of her. Pastor Kingsley now said, that means you want a man that is generous and kind. Yes, can't you see? Generous. Because you might meet a rich man and he will not give you the money. Sorry, I'm shouting, but I want you to understand. I want you to understand. Have you seen some women that are married to some kind of men and their husbands are very rich, but kobo, they know they see. Kobo, they know they see. Do you understand? So you have to learn how to have real values. Do you understand? One of the kind of values you should have is he should be generous, he should be kind, he should be God-fearing, he should be respectful, he should know how to respect me as a lady, he should love me. All these things, these are the kind of things you should be. I know that he must be rich, or he must love spicy food, he must like akara and bread. What is that? See, I had to go and wear my glasses. So anytime you see me wearing glasses, just know that I'm now serious. Like, I'm not playing again. Do you understand? So the next point I want to talk about is the proper procedure for a relationship to go, because there's an order for a relationship to go. I just want to save you. I want to save you from all those, I dated you for 10 years, you don't marry me. Let me just help you now, okay? Now, there are 3 stages of every relationship, or a relationship is supposed to go. Marriage is the 3rd stage. The first stage is the friendship stage. The second is the courtship, and then the 3rd is the marriage. So I'm going to give you what's supposed to happen in every stage of the relationship. Then for the marriage one, I'm going to talk about that one in my next video. Do you understand? So the first one, which is the friendship stage, this is just when you first meet this guy. You guys are just friends, or when you first meet a girl, you guys are just friends. You don't know much about each other. You're just friends. That's what it should be. Don't fast track it because you're lonely or you just want to be in a relationship by all means. Then you don't want to fast track the friendship stage. From friendship immediately let us jump into relationship. No, that's not how we're supposed to be. In friendship stage, that is when you're supposed to talk. That's when you do the talking, just the gisting, nothing attached. So friendship is that stage where you're supposed to check if this person is good enough for you. If this person is the kind of person you want to have a courtship with. Not that you go into courtship and then start checking if this type of person. It's in friendship that you determine. And you know why it is good to just remain friends for a while. In that way, you can check, your options are open. You're not committed to anybody. But the moment you accept to be in a relationship or to start courtship with this person, and you don't even like this person enough, or you don't know this person enough, it's going to be a problem. Yes, it's going to be a problem. So it's in friendship stage that you access this person, you check the person's character, you ask questions. So don't fast track it. Don't move ahead of yourself. Just be friends for a while first. And in friendship stage, that's when you gist. Enjoy it. Don't fast track it. Be friends with this person. In marriage, see, let me tell you, it's only friendship that will sustain you. It's only friendship. If you're not friends with the person that you're in a relationship with or that you're married to, your name is sorry. And what do I mean by being friends? Being able to gist, being able to talk. Can you people talk? Do you people even have things to talk about? Is it always have you eaten? Do you understand? Have real things that you talk about. So that's what happens in the friendship stage. Now, the next thing is a courtship stage. In this courtship stage, you're already supposed to have checked out and done your checks and be sure, okay, yes, this person is good for me. Then you people have started courtship. Before you even enter a relationship with this person, that's dating. I call it courtship, but dating. Before you start dating this person, you're supposed to have asked this person before. When he now tells you, oh, I love you, I want to be in a relationship with you, the next thing you have to ask him is this: what type of relationship do you want? Do you understand? Before you even enter the relationship or the courtship, you ask, what type of relationship do you want? If you're team celibate, you say, are you okay with a relationship without sex? Because I don't do sex before marriage. That's when you say it. Then, after asking him if he's comfortable with a relationship without sex, the next thing you ask him is do you see yourself getting married? And if yes, when? It doesn't make you a desperate person. No, it doesn't make you a desperate person. Do you know the reason why you ask if you see yourself getting married? Because some guys or some men, they don't have plans of getting married. Yes, and the reason why you should ask when is so somebody does not date you for 20 years. Yes, because in the world of men, I'm getting married to you is just, oh, I want to marry you is just like a statement. I want to marry can mean he wants to marry you 10 years later, or he wants to marry you 20 years later. So you ask him, what kind of relationship do you want? You understand? Do you see yourself getting married? Now, I want to ask you, you're going into a relationship with somebody. You don't even know if this person wants to marry you or not. Have you seen somebody? Imagine you enter university, and then they now tell you, now this pharmacy where you come read there, we don't know when you graduate to. Maybe some people used to do 10 years, they may graduate. Some people 5 years. So you get some people 2 years when they go graduate. Will you be happy? Yes, would you be happy? That's the same thing with relationship. How do you go into a relationship that you don't even know if it has beginning or end? What kind of rubbish is that? See, it's not you being desperate. It's just you knowing what is right for you. Yes. You should learn how to define your relationships. You should know what you're into. If you go out with this guy and he introduces you as a friend, but then he wants boyfriend or husband benefits, my sister, run. Do you understand? So learn to define whatever it is you are, and if you're in a relationship, if you're in courtship, whatever it is, define it. If it's friendship, define it. Whatever it is, define it. It will save you a whole lot. The consequence of not defining a relationship is sometimes you will now stay and one day you will just see that you're dating yourself. That the person you're dating is not dating you. Do you understand? You will now be asking questions like, hey, what are we? You can imagine. This is something you're supposed to have known like long ago. Do you understand? I wonder what people even talk about. See, when you are friends with the person, after friendship and you move to courtship, that means you already see yourself getting married to this person. If you don't see yourself getting married to this person, my sister, no enter. Don't enter. But if you're in courtship, now what do you do when you're in courtship? You talk more. Courtship is not the time to be having sex up and down. It's the time to talk. Ask questions. Ask real questions. Is there madness in your family? Ask him questions. Are you owing anybody? Is somebody owing you? Is EFCC coming to come and carry you? Know the things that are happening in this person's life. See, let me give you one gist. There's this thing I was reading online about this woman. True story about this woman. That when she got married to her husband, that the next day, after I think like the next day or so, that she started seeing tiny shadows everywhere inside the house. Anywhere she goes, she'll be seeing tiny shadows on the wall. So she now stayed praying, and then as she was praying, all those tiny shadows, they now started destroying things. Her husband now told her that she should stop that prayer. That she's causing trouble in this house. She now ran to her mother-in-law to go and tell her mother-in-law what's happening. Her mother-in-law told her that doesn't she know that shadow has been protecting her husband since he was small, that now that they are married, he's supposed to protect her. My dear, ask questions. Ask him, is there shadow in people's family? Does shadow used to protect you people in your house? Don't be there and be asking somebody, have you eaten? What do you eat in the night? Ask him real questions. Ask him, what if I have only female children? What will you do? What if I don't have children? Will you still be with me? Ask questions. Find out the kind of mindset this person has. Is he the type of person that will say, oh, my wife must live with my mother before we marry? My mother was live with her. Ask questions. Even men too, ask the women questions, because not be only women. Because most times I like to talk to women, because women are the ones that always get hurt. Yes, we're always the ones that get hurt. So I just want to help out my fellow women. Do you understand? So my dear, all I can just tell you is, Okay, this is like the second to last point I'm going to make. And this point there, I don't know, it might make you angry, but it's just the truth. So please don't be angry. Sorry. Let me tell you sorry early. Okay. The next thing is you must have standards. This is mostly for the women. So if you're a guy, if you want to stop here, now you know. But if you want to watch, feel free. Have standards as a woman. And one of the most beautiful standards as a woman that you should have is that you don't sleep around. Yes. Tell him when he meets you, when he's still friends with you, not when you're already in a relationship or courtship with him, you not tell him, no, I don't do sex before marriage. No. Early enough, when his body is still shaking him, when he still love you for as in he love you scatter. Just tell him, are you comfortable with a relationship without sex? Because I don't do sex before marriage. Tell him and find out what he's going to do. And when you tell him, you should be serious about it, because they might agree, and then when you get into the relationship, the guy will now be thinking, okay, immediately we start dating, she go just give up. If you give up, he will just take you as an unserious person. Yes, and next time when you say something, he will not take you serious. So as a lady, you must have standards. You must have standards. Apart from no sex before marriage, another standard is no, you don't disrespect me, you don't talk to me in a certain way. And you shouldn't be rude about it, but you should be nice and firm. Do you understand? Those are the kind of standards you're supposed to have. Don't allow anybody to just come into your life and serve you rubbish. If you notice, most times, guys, or in fact, human beings, they always want to price you down. Have you ever gone to the market and they tell that ugu is 15 naira? You don't tell the woman, no, I want to buy it for 500. No, you've never done that kind of thing. And that's the same way human beings are. They want to keep dishing you rubbish to know how much you can take. So you're supposed to have standards as a woman. Now let me give you advantages or reasons why you should keep yourself and remove sex from a relationship. Now the first one is, it will save you unnecessary high blood pressure. Yes, unnecessary. Hey, if you don't see your period that month, your heart will be beating. No. And then the next one is, some of the Postino 2 that women have taken is enough to start farms. As in, if we start selling it, you will be a billionaire. But you see this Postino 2 you're taking, just I want you to do something. You see this boy you're taking this Postino 2 for? Okay. Just tell him, baby, there's this new drug they brought out. This drug is for men. It usually kills their sperm cells. Don't you think it would be easier for us of me taking Postino 2? And then find out what will happen. He will not agree. But you as the woman, why are you killing yourself? Why are you drinking Postino 2? You're not even married yet. As in, you've finished all the Postino 2 in the pharmacy. It's not good. It's not. I promise you, it's not good. Stop it. Do you understand? Another thing that this celibacy will save you from is, just imagine you sleep with Uche today. Uche not marry you. You sleep with Ugo not marry you. You sleep with Chike not marry you. By the time you finish sleeping around, you would have slept with the whole of Festac or the whole of Lagos. As in, have you ever thought about it? If you sleep with this person does not marry you and the relationship failed, okay, you go to the next person, does not marry, the relationship failed. What is it? You save yourself unnecessary STDs, unnecessary stress. If you tell the guy that you don't do sex before marriage and he leaves you, I want you to go to church, carry host and wine, carry something and go and do Thanksgiving, because God has saved you. Because God has saved you. Do you understand? And then another thing is, when you start having sex so much, as in the relationship before even getting married, it takes away your sense of reasoning. Yes. Some people are in a relationship with people they're not even supposed to be in a relationship because they make them orgasm and take them to cloud 9. Which cloud? Come back. If there is no sex, you'll be able to reason better. You'll be able to see well. If this person misbehave, you go no. Some people are just in relationship because the guy is giving them well. And then the next one is, they feel that maybe when you're in a relationship and you're sleeping with a person to keep the man. See, let me tell you, if sex keeps a man, every single prostitute in Nigeria, they marry. That's the truth. All prostitutes will be married. But sex doesn't keep him. It's only a man that wants to be kept that will be kept, no matter what you do. Yes. So that's why you must look beyond all these things. If he says he's not doing, leave him and go. And own it with your chest, because you're not doing anything bad. Because apart from the fact that it dishonors God, let's not even talk about the religious part. Let me just give you the logical part of this whole thing. Do you understand? It's not nice. It's not proper. Now, let me give you the consequence of, sleeping around before getting married. Now, you create unnecessary appetite for yourself, and you even create problem in your marriage. Yes, okay, you meet this first guy, your ex-boyfriend. He usually space you on the fan, he takes you to cloud 9, he'll throw you up, bring you down, just as in he used to scatter you. Then a man now, maybe his ex-girlfriend, she used to climb ceiling, and people know better now, all those things they used to do. Then you now go and meet, when you're done with maybe Uche used to climb ceiling and do, you go used to do this one, Chike used to do that one. When you finish, when it's now time for you to get married, you now go and meet Oga Joseph. Oga Joseph no even know wetin to do. After 2 minutes, Joseph is tired. You will now be saying, he's not like my ex, I miss my ex. That's what I'm asking you. How long is somebody supposed to last? How long is long enough that is supposed to satisfy you? Can't you see that because you've already built unnecessary urges and unnecessary things that you don't even need for yourself? So we should always learn how to protect ourselves, because even apart from all these things, women, if you get pregnant, now you go carry them. Leave all these things they say we are pregnant. See, I've been pregnant before. Of course, I'm married. I've been pregnant like in my marriage. It's not, pregnancy is for one, no. Fashi, he will help you, he can massage you, but now you get the belly. There is not two ways about it. It's you that is pregnant. So why don't you just have pity on yourself? Do you understand? Just save yourself unnecessary stress. And I want you to note something. This thing is very important. You deciding not to have sex before marriage, or you deciding to be a virgin until you get married, this is both for the guys and for the girls. Most especially the girls. It doesn't mean that you're going to have a good marriage. Yes. You're being a virgin or you're avoiding sex before marriage is for your own good. It's because you want to obey God, and because it favors you more than it favors God. Okay, Pastor Kingsley gave an example. He was like, if you buy an iPhone and they give you a manual that you should read on how the phone works, then you now take the manual, and after reading it and you're using the phone and it's working well for you, does it mean that you're doing it for iPhone? No, you're doing it for yourself. If you don't use the manual and the phone does not work well, it's not iPhone's fault. Do you understand? So that's the same way. There's already a manual for life. There's a manual how things are supposed to go. So if you say, because I was a virgin, God, I was a virgin. Oh, now my husband they cheat on me. I was a virgin. Oh. That's not like you being a virgin is not a guarantee. If you don't learn the principles of marriage, if you don't have knowledge about certain things, you will still make mistakes and you still cry. So don't use virginity as an excuse if you're a virgin. Okay, if you're a virgin and you enter motor, and you don't know how to drive, so because you're a virgin, you can't start moving, you have accident and you die. So that's just it. My last point for today, and this point is so important to me. Like, it's so important. It's prayer. You can't do it. How do you want to do it without prayer? How? See, I know I've been mentioning prayer too much and things of God, but I mean, that's the reason for my existence. Honestly, you can't do certain things without prayer, because in life, we already know that life sometimes can be unfair. You might obey all the rules, obey all the principles, do certain things, and somehow life is still unfair. Bad things just happen. That's why prayer is good. Prayer is going to help you. God is going to help you. So you have to learn how to pray. Don't let anybody make you feel like it's bad to pray for your marriage, or even though you're not married, that it's bad to pray. No, here I am. I prayed for the kind of family I wanted. I prayed for the kind of husband I wanted. I prayed for the kind of mother-in-law and sister-in-law I wanted, and God answered me. Do you understand? There is love. So that's the kind of thing you pray. You pray for the kind of family you want to enter into. You pray for your husband. Prayer is the key, whether you like it or not. Me, I don't have any other weapon. After reading all the Bobo Tiba I want to read, in the end, I'll just kneel down and I'll say my prayers. And God, He would always hear you. God does not take our prayers to store them up in heaven. No, He takes our prayers and He answers them.